Hello, Daryl Lejean here from Basil, Louisiana, continuing on with my Hootenanny series. It is almost 2 a.m., the early morning hours of March the 8th, and I am ready to do a church song from back in the 1960s, written by Ray Rep from the Mass for Young Americans. So those of you who used to go to Basil High School and to St. Augustine Church in the 1960s and probably into the 70s will remember this easy piece. It was called Of My Hands. It is called Of My Hands. And I'm sure you'll recognize it very easily. It was very, very popular in the 60s and 70s, but we continued to sing it for many, many years. In fact, when I did my most recent youth choir, back about 10 years ago, close to that, we sang Of My Hands at our first Mass that we sang for back about 10 years ago. It reminded me of the book that I recently did. The History of St. Augustine Catholic Church was released in December of 2021 for the 100th anniversary of the founding of the parish. It has a complete history of just about anything that you could imagine in the life of the church parish. And I was just looking through the pages about the choirs. You'll see Mrs. I'm not be able to think of her name. She was the piano teacher and organist of the church forever and ever. Miss Ledoux, Miss Mabel Ledoux is right here at the organ on this side, playing with the choir up in the choir loft. Then there's a picture of Linda LaFleur, longtime organist at Basil, in the second photo, playing the new organ that we have, the new pipe organ, and some other groups of choir members there from over the years at St. Augustine Catholic Church. There's actually a whole segment on choirs at the church. It's just filled with photos and stories about all the different activities at the church, beginning even before the time there was a church building in Basil. So we're talking about the early 1900s. Anyway, that book has been published, and I think there may be some more copies at the St. Augustine Rectory, but I am putting together a hardbound edition of, this is only a stapled book of about 120 pages or so. Very nice paper, very nice photos, but we're going to hard copy it, and we're going to put footnotes and source citations so it becomes a part of the formal history, not only of the church, but in the diocese, so that there'll be copies at the diocesan library, the church library, the town library, and anybody who would want to purchase a copy. But I am still taking any information that is not included in the current book or any corrections. So if anybody has a correction or thinks that there's something missing in the history book that should be included, I really want to get those in as soon as possible. Message me on Facebook or on YouTube, or shoot me an email at thebazilweekly@hotmail.com, or my personal email, which is meatballs1959@yahoo.com, meatballs1959@yahoo.com, and send me photos or corrections or stories related to the history of St. Augustine Church in Basil. But do that soon, because I'd like to have my hard copy out, my new hard copy edition, by this summer. So here is Of My Hands. hoarse, so maybe I should stop.